We all face a number of transitions during the course of life, changes having to do with school, work, and retirement, with the status of relationships, with friends, partners, and spouses, with children and aging parents. Other transitions are specific to loss, some of these sudden and profound, while still others are associated with the inevitable effects of aging on the body and mind. It's normal to feel resistance to change and to experience a range of emotions, sometimes complex and shifting, maybe a sense of confusion, moments of denial, or the very human impulse to minimize discomfort by just speeding toward anything that promises a solution. The word transition literally means to cross or to change from one thing to the next. And whether we assess the changes in our lives as wanted or unwanted, whether they're intentionally chosen or arrive unbidden, whether they occur incrementally or suddenly, they can be incredibly challenging. In a culture that values work and youth and physical vitality, with little time or tolerance for grieving or ambivalence, we may understandably find ourselves longing for the way things used to be, or perplexed and even embarrassed because we haven't gotten to the next place or stage. Many of the London subways and some of our American train stations have signs or recorded messages warning passengers when they're moving from the train to the platform to mind the gap. Such cautions call attention to the space between one structure and another at a time when commuters might be overly focused on where they're going and not so conscious of where they are. Even with this everyday and relatively minor movement, there's an understanding that we can lose our balance in times of transition, misstep when we're more focused on the destination than on where we actually are. Mindfulness, which throughout centuries has been a reliable way of minding the gap, so to speak, is about paying attention in a very particular way, on purpose, moment by moment, non-judgmentally, and with an attitude of curiosity. You probably get a sense just from the definition of what an important ally mindfulness could be during times of transition, because we're asked to intentionally pay attention to where and how we are without judging our experience or needing for it to be different. We pay attention to the sensations of the body and breath, which are always in the present moment. We can trust that. We pay attention to emotions and thoughts and the mind's habitual patterns, which can often be catalyzed by doubt, anxiety, and fear. Holding our experience non-judgmentally and with curiosity allows an openness of possibility, and rather than focusing on some illusory end point, each moment is valued as important. As we begin to practice, we see the truth that we're actually always in transition, and what we call major transitions are comprised of many, many smaller moments, all of which matter. If you'd like, let's take a few moments to practice together, beginning by taking a deep breath in and allowing the body to soften on the out-breath. Perhaps closing your eyes. And now resting your attention on the body, noticing the experience of breathing. Breathing in and out. Breathing happening all by itself, and you can be aware of it, breath by breath. Take the next few moments to follow your natural breath process without trying to change anything. If you get distracted, just begin again with the breath that's occurring. Continuing to sense your breathing, allow thoughts of a current transition in your life to come to mind. Breathing in and breathing out with thoughts of this transition. What do you notice? Is there tension in the body? A sensation of gripping in your stomach? Clenching of the jaw or fists? Are you frowning? Or are there sensations associated with anticipation? Perhaps butterflies in your stomach. Are you smiling? Or noticing an energy of eagerness? Perhaps a sort of leaning forward toward the new destination. Are you aware of any strong emotion? Sadness, anger, confusion, worry, happiness, hope, excitement? Notice that it's possible simply to be with the experience of thinking about this transition and the emotions these evoke. Nothing to change or get rid of. Now taking another intentional breath, inviting it deeply into the body and releasing thoughts about the transition, resting your attention fully on the natural rhythms of breathing. Thanks for trying that with me. It may be helpful to remember that practicing mindfulness of your thoughts and feelings doesn't mean not acting on them when it's appropriate. Rather, practicing in this way helps us know more clearly what's important and true and needed in any moment to make wise and deliberate choices. And if we notice we're confused or fearful, at least we know it, and there's less chance we'll act out of it and make things even more complicated than they already are. We can, through mindfulness, begin to develop the common sense wisdom that helps us act skillfully, even in situations that challenge us, like big transitions. And seeing each moment as important, no matter whether it's pleasant, unpleasant, or somewhere in between, allows us to mind the gap in our life, being fully where we are, which is always here.